LaVar Ball, dad of UCLA star Lonzo Ball, said a few weeks ago that kids of NBA stars can't be as good as their dads because there's too much pressure. Pressure's too high. LaVar specifically brought up LeBron's son on Chris Broussard's In the Zone podcast. Let's take a listen.
Nowadays, we're seeing a lot of, like LeBron's son, LeBron Jr., who's playing great. Obviously, the Currys. You're seeing NBA players whose sons are coming up and looking like they're going to be NBA players.
Well,
what do you think of that?
Here's the thing. You got to play the odds and the percentages. There have been a lot of great players, and all their sons are whack. Kobe Bryant, his dad wasn't all that. That's why he's such a monster. So you look at it, you got LeBron. It's going to be very hard for his kids because they're not going to look at him as LeBron's kids. They're going to be like, you better be just like your dad. And then after a while, that pressure starts sitting on you because it's like, wow, why I got to be like him? Why can't it just be me? And then they be like, oh, you're soft. You're not that good. Because the expectation is very, very high.
Well, LeBron responded with a strong statement yesterday saying, keep my kid's name out of your mouth. Keep my family out of your mouth. This is dad to dad. It's a problem now. He can talk all about his brand, talk about his sons, talk about basketball, talk about me, but keep my family out of this. Shannon, whose side are you on here?
This is a trick question.
No.
I'm on LeBron's side. Skip, you don't get to control the question that someone asks you, but you do get to control the answer. Skip, if LeVar Ball wants to write checks that his kids have to cash, I don't recommend it, but have at it. As he sat here, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to raise their kids because I'm not trying to tell you how to raise mine. But Skip, why do you have to go here? Kids are off limits. Even in the sleazy, grimy world of politics, kids are off limits. No matter what you think about President Trump, but when they attacked his son, everybody, no, don't go there. Skip, don't bring that man's kids into this equation. We understand that. We understand the pressure because if you have an all-time great father, how do you have an all-time? Normally it skips. You look at, there have been a lot of father-sons. Bobby Bonds was a very good player, but Barry took it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Clay Matthews. You look at Bruce Matthews.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. But why do these all-time great players, their kids be whack? Well, I'm sorry that your kids have an easier path, considering what you did in college. So obviously, it's going to be easier. But Skip, don't bring this man's family, his kids, into the equation. LeBron said, if you want to critique me, although you're not an analyst, have at it. You want to talk about your brand, have at it. But Bronny, Bryce, Maximus, and Zahara, and Savannah, don't let those names come out of your mouth. And Bron is absolutely right. LeVar, if you want to talk about how great your sons are and they're going to be, have at it. But I told you last week, Skip, this is where he and I parted ways because he talked about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His son ain't going to be this. Or LeBron and this guy in Magic. Look at Magic. Come on, bruh. Nobody asked you all that. Keep the focus. Talk about your kids. Lonzo, Melo, Jello. If that's what you want, if that's what you want to do, do that. But why do you have to bring other people's kids into the equation? It's unacceptable. Now, what he should do is say, LeBron, I didn't mean any harm. I apologize and just keep it moving. But I absolutely agree with LeBron. LeBron's kids should have never came out of his mouth.
I'm afraid you're about to get waxed for a second time in the last 24 hours because I'm going to wax you in this debate here.
Okay.
Because I had absolutely no issue with what LeVar said about LeBron's kids. First, a quick step
So kids
back.
are not off limits?
Not in this case. I'm going to explain. But first, let me give you this step back. Do you believe that just a month ago, nobody knew who LeVar Ball was? Just a month ago.
Yeah.
Maybe kids, some parents in Southern California, some sports fans knew that he was the father of these 3 kids, but I didn't really know who he was. I don't think you knew.
No, I did not.
Right?
I had no idea, no.
And all of a sudden, he did a TMZ in which he said, my kid's better than Steph Curry. And then he sat right here on Undisputed a few days later, and then he, that same day, did Chris Broussard's podcast. And then it was one interview after another. He is now a household name in America. I don't know any sports fan out there a big sports fan who hasn't heard of LeVar Ball, who has become the most polarizing force on the internet this side of our new president. Am I right about that?
I believe so.
I see every day I'm looking, he's trending. LeVar Ball's trending. Now we've had two of the biggest names in basketball this side of Michael Jordan, and that would be Charles Barkley and LeBron James.
Right.
Fire back at LeVar Ball. We just had that in the last, 48 hours to a week or so,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
They have fired back, and they have put him even more on the map than he was. And if, in fact, LeVar's goal was to promote his brand, what's it called? Big
Baller
Yeah,
brand.
okay.
What's it called?
Big baller brand.
Yeah, Big Baller, yeah. Have you
Purchased the hat yet?
Yeah.
No, I ain't paying $100 for
No,
no
you haven't patronized
No.
yet? Okay,
No.
I'm thinking about it. Because
No, you're
this
not.
guy's- I am. I got to get a hat, at least a hat.
Only if it has a star on the side.
I'm into this. I'm into Lonzo. You know I am. But the point is, I've never seen anything like what is happening now, to the point that why would LeBron James have to take issue with some guy who averaged 2 points a game at Washington State, right?
Yeah.
Why would Charles have to take issue with some guy who averaged 2 points at Washington State, which was the whole point? You know, it's not like Charles took a shot at LeBron's kids, or Michael Jordan took a shot at LeBron's kids, or Steph Curry took a shot at LeBron's kids. No, it was LeVar Ball. And I believe that he hit a nerve in LeBron because what he said was dead on right. It is going to be so difficult for LeBron's kids to follow in his footsteps. And
Did we need LeVar Ball to tell us that?
Okay, but he was asked a question by Chris Broussard about the expectation, the pressure you're putting on his kids, and Lord knows LeVar has dramatically increased the expectation and the pressure on his kids, right?
Yeah.
But nothing can compare to what's going to happen to LeBron James Jr. I have now already seen more video, internet video, of, what do you call him, Bronny? Is that what they call him? I've seen more Bronny than I have of LaMelo, the youngest Ball, who scored 92 points. I've watched all the highlights of 92, but it seems like every other day I see new video posted on the internet of Bronny. What a handle he's got at 12, and he can shoot threes. He's got it all. He's got the court vision. I'm into it, and I'm already projecting that in, what would it take, 6 years?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if Coach K is still at Duke, he's 70 now. If health holds, that Coach K is still going to be coaching at 76.
He do have offers from Kentucky.
I know,
and
and
Duke
but
already.
I'm pretty sure that LeBron Sr. will want LeBron Jr. to learn for 1 year under Coach K.